Hello, everyone. My name is Pam Nacpil, and this is The Moving Truth with Pam. So, my guest here today is not probably, I would say, not your normal immigrant. The way I know normal immigrants look like. Or I shouldn't say normal.
Thank you.
It's more of the usual immigrant to think of. Okay, so I will have her introduce herself. Please, Karen.
Sure. Hi, I'm Karen van Niekerk, and I'm originally from South Africa, grew up in Namibia, and now I call Dieppe, New Brunswick home.
Wow. And how long have you been here in Canada?
In Canada since 2007.
That's a long time. So, lots of juicy stories there, I'm sure. But where did you first land into?
So I spent the first 3 years in Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. So you're a Newfie now.
There's some Newfoundland sayings that slip out. Like you'll hear me say, like, fill your boots, or like, so it's in there.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. Okay. So before we land in Newfoundland, let's go back to South Africa. Okay. As an Asian, I see a lot of Asians moving to Canada. I mean, it's like one of the, best spots to migrate to. The U.S., probably not right now, the U.S., Australia, but South Africa, why did you feel like you wanted or needed to move?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay. So this is exciting. So why?
I guess it's like, it's the old story of you follow family.
Okay.
So I'm from South Africa, but I grew up in Namibia.
Okay.
And it's quite common when you finish school in Namibia to study in South Africa.
Okay.
There's a few tertiary institutions, but depending on what you want to study, you may likely end up studying in South Africa.
Okay.
I'm the oldest. I have 3 younger siblings, and I went off to go study advertising.
Wow. Okay.
And a year later, my family called me up and said, "We're moving to Canada."
They just called you up and say you're moving to Canada?
No, they're moving to Canada.
So what's going to happen to you?
That's what I said.
How young were you then?
I was 19.
Oh, wow. Okay, and your family's moving to Canada.
I was ready to also move to Canada.
Okay.
But since they were helping pay for my study costs,
might as well finish it.
That was maybe a nice way of putting it. So they moved to Canada.
Where in Canada did they move to?
So my father he's retired now, but he was a doctor.
Okay.
And so he was looking for some different opportunities, and he had a couple offers. And as those offers tend to go, they're in small places.
Okay, yes.
Right? No one's offering to move you to Toronto.
Toronto or Montreal.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But they will offer to move you to Corner Brook in Newfoundland.
Okay, so that's why you landed in Newfoundland. Well, at least
they did.
Okay.
So if you're under 21, when your family immigrate, you're dependent.
Yes.
And so I am in the extremely fortuitous position that I just ended up with permanent residence.
Okay.
Because I was a minor.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I only actually moved to Canada when I was turning 27. So I stayed in Africa for a long time.
Did you feel like I need to be there with my family?
No, I did not feel that.
Okay.
Well, maybe after the first bit of like, oh, you're leaving me here. But I mean, Cape Town's a wonderful city. It's where I was living.
I've heard.
I was having a fantastic time living there.
Independent.
Yeah, exactly. It had been almost 10 years since I'd moved out of home, right, at that point.
Yeah.
But as people know, in order to maintain your residence, you have to spend X amount of time in the country, and if you go past that window, it falls away.
Yes. So that's what motivated you?
To come and try, at least. It was like an opportunity that so many people have to work
so hard
for, and it just kind of landed on my lap. It seemed like trying it would be a reasonable thing to do.
Yes, because, what ifs, right? What ifs.
Yeah.
So what were you doing in South Africa? You graduated from university, and then what were you doing? And what, were you pulling away from, leaving when you left for?
I went to advertising school, so I worked in marketing, I worked in design, I freelanced, I played in a band.
Wow, okay.
I had a pretty fun life.
You did the whole bit, huh?
It was a pretty fun, happy life, and so I wasn't really escaping or leaving from anything really, other than just feeling like here's this thing that at least I should go and see what it's all about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you decided that, you landed where your family was.
That's right. You go where you know people. That's right. Yeah.
Your family's there.
Yeah.
Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do when you landed in Corner Brook, Newfoundland?
Well, in my mind, I came with my partner at the time. In my mind, we would stay there a couple months, and then we go to Halifax because people know where Halifax is.
Yes. I know.
Right? People don't know where Moncton is, but Halifax is a place you have heard of.
When our family was asking where you're moving to Canada to, and I said Moncton, like, where's that? Me too, I don't know.
Right? It's not on the list of the 5 places we're allowed to move to.
Yes, we're allowed to move to. So, okay, the plan was to go to Halifax. What happened?
We realized that $950 would not get us very far. That's
in Halifax.
Oh, anywhere. That's how much we came with.
Okay, holding your 950 Canadian dollars equivalent, what did you do?
Realized we were going to be staying in Corner Brook for a while. So lived with my family for about 3 months, and then moved down the road.
Down the road,
not to Halifax. Just started hustling. Phoning up anyone that was in marketing or advertising, newspapers.
Did you land the job?
I did. I landed a job with a newspaper, and then I started working with a local marketing guy who needed
very
assistance.
Exciting, I'm sure.
It was great. I mean, eventually it kind of expanded. I did a lot of graphic design and marketing work for the province of Newfoundland in various ways.
It grew.
It grew.
So it's not just like, this is Corner Brook, this is my world. It kind of expanded to the whole of Newfoundland.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how long did you finally stay in Newfoundland?
3.5 years.
Okay. Yeah. From planning to move to Halifax straight after 3 months, you stayed 3.5 years.
Yeah, there might have been a little miscalculation on what it was going to cost to move.
So from Newfoundland, where did you go to next? I mean...
came to New Brunswick.
Okay. Moncton?
Moncton, yeah. My partner, he was having trouble finding work. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of experience, but we were kind of coming up against a lot of closed doors.
Yes.
I had the ability to create work for myself, but he was applying for jobs that he had experience in, but
not Canadian experience in, right?
It's not Canadian experience, exactly. That's what we got a lot of, not Canadian experience.
So how this was 2007, 2010.
Yeah.
I would think that opportunities would be like plentiful back then. Do you think so? I mean,
maybe. I mean, Newfoundland's small, Corner Brook's small, so it's hard to say if that reflects what the experience would have been like
if you were in different place.
Yeah, exactly.
So you moved to Moncton looking for probably better opportunities for your partner. Yeah.
We kind of felt strategic, which I think a lot of people do. So we're like, a Canadian qualification. That's that's the way, right? So he found a community college here that was affordable and had good qualifications and good reviews. And we said, if you get in, we'll move.
He got in.
He got in.
So he studied everything. What were you doing? What was your now career path?
I was still trying to do the marketing design thing that I'd been doing in Newfoundland, because at this point I've been working for myself for 3 years.
Yes, okay.
Figuring out how to do self-employment in Canada. But I joined Magma.
You did?
Yeah.
I worked there.
Did you?
I did.
When did you work there?
well, we just arrived 2018,
Oh, okay.
2019.
Okay, we missed each other. Yeah, Magna
sure.
was awesome. Newfoundland didn't have a ton of new arrival services, but New Brunswick did.
Yes. So this was along which years?
I got here 2010.
So how was the environment then for immigration? I know it suddenly just rose sometime 2017, 2018. But during that time, what was the temperature for immigration then?
It felt very welcoming. I signed up for language classes, and I also signed up for some career guidance.
Okay.
I think like the services were instant. I didn't have to wait. I went to go see them, and I think 2 weeks later I was in a French class.
Okay.
3 weeks later I was
It's
getting
very
career
different
counseling.
now.
Yeah, exactly. So those services were like really quick. It was actually super. I met friends in those French classes that I still have today.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, one of the things we struggle with going through immigration now, especially coming from non-Caucasian, roots.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes even your last name, it's harder to go inside and have a foot at the door. Did it feel like that for you? Because I had a friend, he was he was not Australian, he is still Australian, probably Canadian
He
now.
remains Australian,
Yeah.
right.
So and he said it wasn't that hard of a transition, being an immigrant of Caucasian origin. Was it the same for you?
There's some things that align and some things that don't. So, okay, so obviously I would say as a Caucasian person, I have inherent privilege in that I don't get racism, I don't get talked down to, like I don't encounter those kinds of things, and that's extended to me even though I'm an immigrant.
But
Right?
do you see that around you?
I can't say that. That's a tough question. You see it online a lot where people are more free to kind of voice terrible opinions, I think.
Okay, so it's like
you see chatter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I've witnessed it verbally in front of me, but then I also see that the makeup of certain organizations or places are still quite the same, and so maybe it is harder to break through in those places, right? So I've been fortunate in that way. The piece where I would say maybe my experience is different to his is that I've acclimatized, but I found the culture very different. Growing up in Africa, even though I'm white, I'm used to a different way of being with your community, and I learned that was kind of not the same here. There's things you would do back home where you could just arrive at someone's house and then visit with them for 6 hours unexpected.
That's okay.
And that's normal and welcome.
Not so quite.
It's different here, right? I think there's more communal living and shared things. Like I think of my backyard back in South Africa. We shared a backyard with 3 houses and a washing line, and
oh wow!
And we used each other. I used the lady's phone that lived across the yard, and
it's more communal.
It was more communal, right?
Yeah.
That kind of living is different here. So that was something I didn't think about, but then I sort of felt it.
So moving to Canada for you is a bit more like, I have my permanent residency, I need to renew it. But why stay? Like, you could have gone back to South Africa.
I could have. I was like pleasantly surprised. So, I mean, it was both, because there was some things I was really sad about, like the food. Oh,
I
my
think
heart,
every immigrant's battle cry is the food. Right? It's always the food.
And the weather. There's just less, so there were things like that. But then on the other side, I was like, oh, I could buy a house.
Yeah.
That hadn't occurred to me.
when you were in South Africa.
Yeah, like there's a lot of long-term rentals. Like not in my in my profession back home was just like a regular middle-class job. I would have just rented most likely. And so to come here at 27 and be like, I could buy a house for the same price that I'm renting, that kind of blew my mind.
Oh,
I know that's
this
changed.
was into it.
That's it. That's it. And that's no longer the case. That's really changed. But at the time, it was absolutely mind-blowing. So,
like you can actually have something, right? It's different. Okay.
And also like some of the bureaucracy. I'm not like, there's no country without corruption, but I remember walking into the DMV or other places where I needed paperwork or licensing, and
it's done fast.
I just arrived and then it was given to me. And I was just amazed by this incredible bureaucracy. I was like, what is this?
This fast, right?
So it was wonderful.
Amazing. I find that too. Not many people talk about it, but like renewing your license online. Wow.
Yes.
I didn't have to line up anywhere, right?
Right.
So
that's the thing back home. People line up at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning to get a spot to.
So you would say there would be pluses and give-ups as well, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Do you visit South Africa still, or because your family's mostly here, you don't get to
I have
visit?
Family there still,
Okay.
and a lot of friends. It's been quite some time since I visited. It's really pricey to get back.
Yeah, us too. It's like the travel.
Yeah,
time
it's like
for us
2 days
too.
of travel.
I know.
And then the jet lag, and then you kind of want to spend time there.
Yeah, and
So-
money there too.
Yeah.
So, going through immigration back then, is it very different from what you see now? Like how people are immigrating? Because I'm sure you have friends who are come in.
Yeah. So, like I said, I didn't have to make the points.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have made the points.
Okay.
I wouldn't have made the points. But, you know, there's the medical testing, which is quite invasive. There's the police records and checks. There's all of that. I assume that all still remains.
Yes. Well, now we have language tests too, you know.
Right.
So it's very different now. And there are programs that don't really have points, but it's more of the getting in and, you know, the environment that you get into as well. So it's a little different now.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm someone to say how many immigrants should come, because I think, you know, there's people that want to come in and shut the door behind them, and I don't think that's my place.
But do you enjoy because 2010 there were not many, right? So how do you feel about the surge of immigration in Canada or in Moncton? Do you like it?
I love living in a diverse city because that's how I grew up. So I feel more comfortable when people are different. I get a little edgy when everyone looks, when there's too many people who look like me. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this.
That's a good thing.
I don't know about this. So I think it's very positive. It makes us stronger. It makes us better. It makes us more open-minded. It gives us different perspectives.
You know, that's very right. I think people, when you're two the same, it's like, what a boring thing.
Yeah, and how do you know about the world if everyone's just saying the same thing back at you or looks just like you look? I don't know. I find that a bit boring. So I'm glad to see where Moncton is
right now compared to before.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, do you have any regrets about moving? Like, this was some time ago. Did you ever feel in any point in time that, what did I do? Why didn't I just stay there? Why didn't I just...
Oh, yeah, like, I wouldn't call it regret, but I think a lot of people underestimate how much of a shock to the system it's going to be. You know, I remember having definite, like, sort of seasonal depression the first winter.
Yeah.
Coming from, like, a sunny, warm place that basically just has summer, a little bit of winter, summer, to darkness.
Yeah.
And like you don't really think about how it's going to get to you, but it does. And then throw in maybe not understanding culture or how people interact with each other or what's considered polite, and you can't get the food that you like. Yeah, that sucks a bit. But I not a regret. I think it's maybe harder than you realize when you come that you're going to miss these things and it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I didn't realize when people say that winter can get you depressed. I never, like, that's overacting. I mean, that's
right.
But it gets you, right?
But especially if you've never known it like that.
Yeah. So what advice would you give people about moving? I mean, is it still... You think it's still good? You think it's like still...
You want to come with more than $950.
Okay, so that's the first thing.
That's like a good starting point. No, but seriously, I think you should prepare for it to be hard. Yeah. You should prepare for it to be different. People say often, like, how do you like Moncton compared to where you were? And I say I like it different.
Okay, so it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just
different.
No,
like, it's got a lot of good things, but I can't really compare it to like a completely different place.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess really the faster you get yourself out there and meet people and involve yourself in, I don't know, whatever it is you like
to do.
But that social kind of expansion is going to be the fastest thing to make you feel like you live in the place.
So would you do it over again, given the fact that your family really was the reason for you to come in, right? I mean, it's like your dad suddenly wanted to move to Canada. It's like, okay, and to Newfoundland. Like, would you do it over again? Like,
oh yeah, Canada's been wonderful to me. It's given me so many opportunities. I've met great people. I've had a good career. I would do it again.
Okay. Yeah. With that, thank you, Karen.
Sure.
I mean, I know it's hard. I mean, not really hard. I was going to say it's different when you, I think, immigrate when you're Caucasian. I think different from...
Yeah. No, for sure. Because, I mean, like, that's like knowledge. Like, what is a visible immigrant?
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
So... I am not a visible immigrant, and I don't have to deal with some of the stereotypes and the nonsense that other immigrants do. So, I'm grateful for that, but I think I can also like speak to it and make space, hopefully.
Yes. I think it's more that, because even if you immigrate, it's still immigration, right? It's still experiencing something new. It's still moving out of your comfort zone and being in another place.
I mean, look, if people want to be grumpy at someone, be grumpy at the government, really. Because if you've made the points and you pass the language test and you bring whatever skills and professional experience, and the government said, cool, you're going to be great for Canada, then, like, that's not on you. Like, you've done everything right. And honestly, I do know a lot of immigrants from a lot of different countries, and they're all hustlers because... in a positive way, because you had to go through those loops, like hoops to qualify, to do the paperwork, to integrate, to get the money together, to do all of those things. Like, I mean, people like that are exactly what you need in the workforce. Mm-hmm. So,
thank you, Karen. I love your insights because it's different. I think, how many Caucasian have I interviewed? Anyway, but it's really still, it's different when you move. You're not used to the place. It's a different thing. But we're glad you're here in Moncton, not in Corner Brook.
I'm glad you're here in Moncton too.
So with that, thank you very much, Karen, and we'll see you at the next The Moving Truth with Pam. Bye for now.